Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you all of my perfume, and for this video I'm not going to really be going into all of the different notes and the year it was made, stuff like that. This is more like my favorite ones and my impressions of the perfume, and just to show you my entire collection. I feel like if I were to do all the notes and the years and everything like that, this would be a very long video, and I have done several other videos featuring that, so make sure you check them out. I'll link them below. So let's jump right in. I'm going to show you my favorite perfumes from my collection. So these are all of my perfumes. I'm going to go through them in no particular order and kind of show you my favorites, and I'll talk about which videos I use them in. So this is the Diana Ross wand, and this is Diamond by Diana. And this one I obviously featured in Diana Ross's favorite beauty products, and this is a really nice fresh scent. I really like this one. If you want to go more into notes, then make sure you check out my other videos, but I'm just going to kind of explain each one and which video I used it for. And this one is Farrah Fawcett's favorite perfume, and this is Delicious by DKNY. And this one I haven't sprayed in a while, so I'm going to spray it, but obviously I can't spray every perfume. But this one is a really nice, fresh, citrusy perfume. I believe this one came out, I'm guessing my head, 2004. Again, these are all guesses because I'm just going from memory. And this one is Angel. I can't remember if this one was Diana Ross too. Maybe it was. I think it was actually. So this is the one that, this is her actual perfume, but this is another one she wears. And I find these to be quite similar too. I actually kind of like that DKNY one. It does remind me of the early 2000s though, in like a weird way, but kind of nostalgic, if that makes sense. And then there's 4711. This one's really refreshing when you get out of the shower. And this one is really old. It's a few hundred years old. I think it says on there 1880. And this one has, it kind of smells fresh too. It's very light. It kind of has almost like cucumbers in it. And this is an Avon one from their newer collection. I just like the bottle. I can't remember the name of it or the notes, but I just wanted to show you that. And then here we have Britney Spears's perfume. This was featured in my Britney Spears video, Curious. And again, this one kind of reminds me of the DKNY. Just reminds me of like the 2000s, like 2000 to 2010. And then there's Clinique Happy Heart. I like the Clinique series. I used to wear Clinique in high school, so I do like this one. I can't decide which one I like better, if I like the Happy or the Happy Heart. This one wasn't featured in a video, but I just wanted to showcase it because it was in my collection. And then we have Arpège, and this one, I'm trying to figure out which video it was featured in. I'm drawing a blank right now. It could have, it's definitely someone from old Hollywood. This one came out in the 20s. I think potentially this one could be Greta Garbo's favorite perfume. And here we have an old brand called Penhaligon. I think Princess Diana wore this one, or the Queen. And this is a British brand, so that makes sense. I think I have two of them, right? I'll show you the other one now that we're looking at it. Bluebell is the one Diana wore, but this one could have been Queen Elizabeth, because I do have two of them, so that makes sense. And this is a Titanic perfume that I featured in my Titanic video, Rose DeWitt-Picator's favorite beauty products. This one smells really good. I got this one on eBay, the Titanic perfume. I just thought it was cool too, and I'm obsessed with the movie Titanic. And this one is a Guerlain La Hair Bleu. Now I'm trying to think who wore this one. I know, again, it was another old Hollywood movie star. I believe this one, it came out, I believe, in 1919. And this one's really good as well. Oh, I think maybe Katharine Hepburn wore this one. Now it's ringing a bell. And excuse my pronunciation, I know I'm not the best at pronouncing French perfumes, so I do apologize. This one I just have. It's an old brand. It wasn't featured in any videos, but I wanted to share it with you. It's kind of a rose scent. It's really nice. And here's another Floris one, a Lily of the Valley. I know Queen Elizabeth, I believe, or Floris. Oh, Marilyn Monroe also liked this perfume. And now we have Jicky by Guerlain, and Sharon Tate like this one. This one's old. I believe this one is from the 1800s, around maybe the 1870s. It's a very old perfume. It reminds me of the Chanel No. 5. I like the lighter one, the Eau de Toilette. Oh, this one's the Eau de Perfume, but it smells really good. It's really fresh. And this is Sharon Tate's perfume. She liked this one. And Sharon Tate also wore Chanel No. 5, as well as Marilyn. And Sharon Tate also wore Chanel No. 5, as well as Marilyn Monroe. I think even Jackie Kennedy. This one was very popular amongst a lot of old Hollywood movie stars. And I believe Chanel No. 5, don't quote me on it, came out in 1921. I might be wrong. I know it was the 20s. Again, this is all off the top of my head. And this perfume was featured in my first perfume video, Vintage Perfumes you can still buy today. This one's Blue Waltz. And this one came out in the 1950s. And it was popular for teenagers at the time. It has that really fun kind of vintage logo. I really like the heart shape too. And here's another oldie. This is Tangy, and I believe this brand is from the 20s or maybe 30s. And this one's quite fresh smelling. I like this one as well. And I think I featured this in Vintage Beauty Brands one where I featured Tangy Cosmetics. And here is another oldie. This is Florida Water. I think this one was featured in Gone with the Wind, and this one, it says it's from 1808, so it's super old, and it's a really refreshing cologne. It kind of reminds me of 4711. It's like the American version, and it's very light. You can put it on after the shower. A lot of people say they use it to like spritz their sheets and fabric. And this one is Wind Song. I'm trying to remember who wore this one. I think possibly Elizabeth Taylor. And don't quote me on that. I'll have to go back into my archives. And I believe this one came out in the 40s or 50s. To be honest, this one's a little too musky for me. It's not my favorite. I'm more of like a fresh perfume type person than like too heavy. Again, Youth Dew is another one that is just too heavy for me. I think the bottle's cool. I have this like vintage reproduction version. I know Joan Crawford loved this one. It's very musty. It's very heavy. I believe it came out in the early 50s, but I just could never like it. It's just, to me, it just smells like so strong. It's just not for me. But Joan Crawford liked it. I feel like some other people did too. And here is Tabu. This one is from the 30s. This one kind of reminds me of Shalimar. It's not bad. Again, it's a bit stronger. I know Dorothy Dandridge loved this one. It's not my favorite. Put it this way, if I like had to buy a perfume because I was like, oh, I love it and I want to spray myself with it, I wouldn't get Tabu. But it's not like my least favorite. Put it this way, if I had to choose between Tabu and Youth Dew, I would choose Tabu. And this one's quite affordable too. And it is kind of cool that it was from the 30s and Dorothy Dandridge loved it. And here's a Creed one. I'm pretty sure Sophia Loren liked this Creed one. I also have another Creed one. No, this one is Grace Kelly's. but there is another Creed one that I have that Sophia Loren liked. And this is the Florissima one that was made for her. And I believe, I don't remember the exact date. I know the company came out and it says 1760, but I know this scent, I think it was invented in the 50s, and it's very fresh fragrance. I really like this one, and it's made in France. Now we have Vent Vert by Balmain and Brigitte Bardot. I love this one. This one's not bad. It's up there as one of my favorites. It's very fresh and light, which I like, so I would put this one up there. And then at the end, I'll do a roundup of like my top 5 or 10. And here is the Creed One Irisia. This is Sophia Loren's favorite one. I think this one came out in the 60s actually. And again, it's made in France. And this one is Bal à Versailles. And this one, I think no, it was Elizabeth Taylor likes this one. I think this one came out in the 60s. Apparently Michael Jackson also likes this one. I gotta smell it again. No, I personally don't like it. It's very strong again, and has that musty kind of smell. And here is Shalimar. This is actually one of my favorites, even though it is more of a musty one. It just has such a unique scent to it. I believe this one came out in the 20s as well. And when I'm even gonna spray some on my arm, even though it's gonna conflict against what I already have on there, but it smells so good. And for some reason, once it settles, it like takes you back in time. I can't explain this scent. It has kind of smells of leather, almost like cigarettes. It's smoky, not in a bad way. I know that sounds gross when I say cigarettes, but it just, to me, it like takes me back in time. I can almost smell like rum or brandy or something. It's such a unique perfume. And once it settles too, and it can be unisex in my opinion, but this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna put that in my top list. And here's a Natalie Wood perfume. This one was designed by her daughter, and it has gardenia on it, and this is her signature. And this one's really nice. It is very refreshing, especially if you like gardenia. I'm trying to bring some more perfumes over to my apartment, so I might make like a little tally of some to bring over there, because I feel like these are going to expire soon if I just leave them here. So I think I might bring some over with me just so I can end up using some of them, because they're going to go bad. Yeah, the Shalimar's really settling. And here is another Guerlain, Vol de Nuit. And I'm just trying to think who used this one. It's either like Katharine Hepburn, Greta Garbo, someone from that time period. And I think this one came out in like, I'm thinking the early 1900s as well. Or I might be mixing it up. But this one, again, the Guerlain ones are really nice. I like this one too. It's fresh and nice. And now we have another Guerlain one, and this one is Mitsouko. And this one was worn by Jean Harlow. I believe it came out in the 30s. I really like the bottle for this one. Again, this is light one too. I like this one as well. I'm gonna have to spray it because it's like, I have so many on my arm now. I'm gonna like smell. This one kind of has a smoky undertone, but it's more fresh. I like this one. I think I'd wear this. It's very sophisticated and not too floral. And this one is inspired by Marie Antoinette. And this is Black Jade by Lubin. This one smells really good. I like it. It's a unique scent. I put this up there on my list. I feel like I'm gonna have to bring it to my apartment, so I'll use it because it's a beautiful bottle. I keep forgetting about it, and I really don't want it to expire. I'll feel guilty. That's the problem about buying all these perfumes for these videos. So I featured this one in my Marie Antoinette video, but I've kind of stowed it away on my shelf and haven't used it, so I want to because it was an expensive perfume. And then we have another Gardenia, Jungle Gardenia. Natalie Wood wore this one. I think Joan Crawford. A few other movies. Elizabeth Taylor. This one's popular in Old Hollywood as well. It's the Jungle Gardenia. I like this one. It's very fresh. It's not as strong. I feel like it's stronger than the Natalie one in terms of the Gardenia, but it's a nice vintage fragrance. I believe this one's from the 30s. And then we have the classic Miss Dior. And this one came out in 1947 with the new look. It's kind of Dior's classic fragrance. I think it's one of Dior's first ones, actually. And to be honest, it kind of grows on me, but it's a little too, like, I don't know what it is. It smells a little bit too dated for me, but I did buy it new and it was expensive. I've tried to have it grow on me. I think if I do like a spray, I don't mind it, but I'm not in love. Like if I had to choose, I wouldn't buy the original Miss Dior. I would buy the updated version, like the Natalie, what's her name? Like the newer versions that's more floral. I like the newer one than the original Miss Dior. And here we have Selena's favorite perfume. And this one's called Boucheron. I believe this one probably came out in the 80s. It's no older than the 70s. Again, to be honest, I don't really like it. It's more on the stronger musty side. It's not my favorite. I think the bottle is kind of cool though. And this is another one. This one's from like the 1700s. I think it was featured in my World's Oldest Beauty Products You Can Still Buy Today video. So I want to show you that one. Again, it kind of reminds me of 4711. It's very fresh and light. It actually smells pretty good. It's like a nice little splash when you get out of the shower. And this is Princess Diana's favorite perfume. And it's the Quelques Fleurs. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. And this one, I believe it's Edwardian. I know it came out in like 1914, around that time. And it's a multiple floral fragrance. So it was one of the first of its kind that had several floral scents. It's really nice and fresh. I do like this one. And this one's the Nina Ricci L'Air du Temps. And again, I don't mind this one. It came out shortly after the Dior one. I think in the early 50s. It's very fresh, floral. It's not bad. I'd choose it over the Miss Dior, I think. The old version of the Miss Dior. And then we have Fracas. I like this one. This one was worn by Natalie Wood, Edie Sedgwick. I think there's some others too on the list. I like this one. I can't remember when it came out. I believe the 50s or 60s. I kind of like the black bottle, and it's a unique scent. It's kind of floral. I haven't heard a lot of people wearing it. And this one's made in France too, so I think I might put this in my top list. And then we have some Elizabeth Taylor white diamonds. I actually have the original white diamonds. I forgot to bring it. It's on the shelf over there. I prefer the original out of these two, the Unrouge and then the Love and White diamonds, to be honest. The original's not bad. It is like a bit on the stronger side, but because it's quite light and when you spray it, it's not overpowering, so I don't mind it. I do like the Elizabeth Taylor Gardenia one, but to be honest, this does not last very long, so you'll spray a bunch and then I feel like a few hours later you can't smell it anymore. So it's, I guess because it's like an affordable price point, but it doesn't stay on very long. But if you kind of want like a light spritz, it's not bad. I do like the bottle too. And then we have the Joy by Jean Pattu. And this one came out in 1929. And it was supposed to be the world's most expensive perfume when it came out. And it came out after the Wall Street crash. And it's like targeting a really rich demographic. And Jackie Kennedy wore this one. And it has 1,000 flowers in it apparently. This one's not bad either. I do like this one. It's quite floral and nice. And then we have the Evening in Paris. This one, again, it came out, I believe, in the 20s. It's by the same perfumer as Chanel No. 5, Ernst Buch. And they redid it again. This is a re-release of the original. I think this one came out not too long ago. They discontinued it for a while. I know my mom said when she was a teenager, she got gifted an Evening in Paris gift set. So this is the newer version. It's not bad. It's quite fresh. It's a little bit unique. I do like the bottle. It doesn't have a long staying power though. But if you're a fan of the original, I mean, you want to collect something that's kind of unique and vintage, I do recommend it. And then lastly, we have Charlie, which is a popular 70s perfume. To be honest, I don't like this one. It's too strong for me and musty. I just don't like it. It's not my cup of tea, put it that way, but I wanted to get it for my vintage perfume. You could still buy today video. That was kind of my first of. So yeah, here is my collection. And these are all my new perfumes. I have other perfumes that are actual vintage ones. And these are like the new ones that I bought for videos over the last few years. And then since I'm cleaning out my closet and everything, I wanted to show you my collection, and I'm still trying to organize everything. So, and now I'm going to go through some of the ones if I were to buy, what would be my top ones. So I'm going to put Fracas in the top 5 because I like that one. Let's see what else we have here of just perfumes. I like the DKNY Be Delicious, so that's going to be up there in my top 5. I think that one smells really good. Let's see what else. I'm going to put the Shalimar. I like this one. It smells amazing. It's kind of strong, but it settles. It's just so unique. If you're like a perfume collector or connoisseur, I feel like it's a good one to have. So there's the Shalimar, Fracas, Be Delicious. Let's see what else we have. Oops. I think I'm gonna choose the Jicky, the Sharon Tate one, because I'm a fan of Sharon Tate, and when you're going into the muskier side, I don't mind that one. It's pretty good. And then I think I'm gonna round it up with Chanel No. 5 because it's so classic. So I feel like I have a wide variety here. I know the Be Delicious is a little bit out of the place, but it's kind of nostalgic to me and just reminds me of the early 2000s, and it kind of just makes me happy. And I feel like these are all good perfumes if you're a collector and you want to kind of start out a collection of like some good ones. I recommend these 4. Also, I guess you could throw in the Dior, Miss Dior, if you want to kind of collect a vintage perfume. And this one's really good too. I forgot to mention the Lubin Black Jade. So that is my collection, and let me know what you think in the thoughts below.